Hello everybody from the Oso Libre kitchen. My name is Michael Barreto and I'm going to do a little cooking demonstration for you today. We are going to prepare a top round roast. The top round comes from the hind quarter of the animal and is the main muscle for the back leg. A lot of people think this can be a very tough piece of meat, and yes it can be if prepared incorrectly. We're going to do it the right way today and show you how to get a nice tender piece of meat out of it. One of the main things is time. You can't be in a hurry to cook this piece of meat, or you'll end up with a very tough piece. Or you could take too much time. A lot of people throw this in the crock pot and let it roast all day long. Too long can dry it out and you end up again with a tough piece of meat. We're going to roast it in the oven for about an hour and a half, low temperature, and get something very nice, which we'll show you here. We're going to use a little bit of time magic so you don't have to sit with me for that full hour and a half. But it's very simple. We're just going to put a nice rub on it, put it in the oven, and see the results in a little bit, okay? So to make my rub, just got simple kitchen ingredients. We got some oregano, rosemary, thyme, salt, and pepper. It's a couple teaspoons of the dry spices and then 1 teaspoon of the salt and pepper. Mix that up, and hopefully I won't get a sneeze here from the pepper. All good to go, and just put it on the roast, rub it in, get it on those nooks and crannies. And this will be a great meal for, as it was grown up to be, a Sunday night meal. They called it the pot roast. You can have it as a roast beef sandwich. You can also keep it for lunch, use it for leftovers during the week. Great source of protein. You also serve it with scalloped potatoes. And then when we're done, we're going to pair it with our just released for you Wine Club members 2015 Estate Quixotic Cabernet. So now that I got the rub all done, I'm going to place it in there. Clean my hands off real quick. And now it's time to move off to the oven. We're going to take it, put it in the oven at 450 degrees for 15 minutes, and then we're going to decrease the temperature to 325, and that's going to be for another hour. So again, that's 425 degrees for 15 minutes, then decrease the temperature to 325. And then we'll keep checking the temperature. When we get to about 130 degrees, we'll pull it out, tint it, and let it finish roasting in the pan. So we'll see you in a little bit. And we're back. It's been about half a bottle of Quixotic, and I think the meat's ready to come out of the oven. And so I've checked the temperature on this. We're about 120 degrees internal. Now it's time for the meat to come out and rest. We're going to just tint it with some aluminum foil. Let it rest for about 15 minutes to let the juices come out. And when we come back, we'll cut this nice piece of meat and talk about the 2015 Estate Quixotic. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. Time for a little bit more Quixotic and to cut open this wonderful roast. As I mentioned earlier in the piece, this is a lean piece of meat. It'll go great on the Sunday table. Just need to cut it really thin. Goes great with mashed potatoes, gravy, on its own, with some grilled potatoes, French fries, anything. So what you want to try to do is cut against the grain. And we'll just kind of cut into it, open things up, and just start slicing it really thin. You see that come out. Nice, good pink, medium rare. And now we're ready to taste. Nice, great, fresh flavors of beef. Seasoned excellent. It's going to go great with whatever you're doing. Again, it's not a difficult piece of meat to find. It's pretty prevalent out there. It's kind of what we end up having towards the end because everybody really goes for the steaks and the hamburger and the brisket. But it's an underappreciated piece of meat that you should try. Now, to pair with it, everybody getting your wine club shipments here in the next week, we have our 2015 Quixotic. It's 100% estate Cabernet Sauvignon that was barrel aged for 40 months. What this does, this extra time in barrel just helps smooth out the wine, make it more approachable, make those tannins very soft, nice, and lingering. Being Cabernet Sauvignon has an abundant amount of tannins to begin with, so we're just kind of relaxing them, making the wine very approachable. And this is our beautiful estate Cabernet Sauvignon 2015 Quixotic. Aromas of cherry, cedar, herbaceousness, a little bit of menthol. Great Adelaida district flavors that you'd expect to find in a fine Cabernet Sauvignon. It's very lively on the mouth, good acid balance. You can feel those tannins just kind of tingling the tips of your tongue. Great wine. It'll help with the meat, bring out the flavors. It's a classic combination, beef and Cabernet Sauvignon. So if you get a chance, try this. We've got some available that we can ship to you, or you can find it at your local store, depending on how things are going in a location close to you. So we thank you so much for watching this, and now back to the front desk.